I said, hey yo, what's good? And salute to all my YouTube land people in the building. Yes, welcome back to J-Rock Sports Talk. I mostly appreciate you being here. Thank you for your time. Got a good one today. Got a kind of a brand new series. I already did the what if thing. So I want to get more into more of like a series where where I'm discussing about teams that had really good runs to the finals, kind of out of nowhere, but this is another good one, man. So once again, thank you all for being here. I appreciate that. Hope you all enjoy this one, man. You know what I'm saying? Got the good beats playing in the background. You already know what it's about, beats and facts, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get right into this one. So as you see on your screen, and as you see in the title, yes, this was a magical run, the 1995 Houston Rockets. Man, this team was really, it was good because of Hakeem Olajuwon mostly. And we're going to discuss why that is in this very video, but let me get right into it, right? So as far as for the 95 Rockets, before we get to 95, let's talk about 94. Well, let's talk about Hakeem Olajuwon for a second. This is a guy that came into the league in the Jordan draft class. I believe he was taken somewhere in the top 5, maybe 4th overall in that classic 1984 draft. This guy is credited to being one of the most skilled centers and one of the most skilled basketball players of all time. And he is certainly in that conversation, no doubt. Guys like him, Jordan, Duncan, Kobe, these are guys who are just highly skilled. Even guys like Garnett, you know what I'm saying? You might could throw Kyrie Irving in there just to go a little bit current. Guys that just, they have so many moves that they could beat you with and take away from you, not so much Kyrie Irving, but the other guys I mentioned, when being skilled, on both sides. Even Will Chamberlain, Will Chamberlain was very skilled. But Hakeem was, he was something special, man. Something very special. So he comes into the league. On the team back in the 80s, they had Ralph Sampson. They formed kind of like a Twin Towers duo. They might have even been called the Twin Towers, maybe. That was a little bit before David Robinson and Tim Duncan. And I'll get to David Robinson later in this video. But yeah, that's a little bit about Hakeem. And then, he makes a lot of all defensive teams, all NBAs. But doesn't really have a lot of playoff success. Maybe even missing the playoffs a few years, I want to say. Matter of fact, I can go to it right now. I don't even have to guess. Let's go to brother Hakeem Olajuwon, right? So we got the Houston Rockets. So we got the Houston Rockets, right? I don't know if y'all heard that. I disconnected my headset. Y'all might have heard that. I'm not sure though. But y'all might have heard a stop in the audio music. Anyway, so no. Alright, here we go. Hakeem Olajuwon. Let's look up the brother, right? So let's go to playoff series. So the Rockets missed the playoffs in '92. But other than that, they were pretty much in the playoffs every year, but they were mostly losing in the first round. 88 lost in the first round to Dallas. 89 lost in the first round to Seattle. 90 and 91 both lost in the first round to the Lakers. So Hakeem struggled a little bit. I'll have to look and see who's on the team. I do hold superstars accountable for the most part. So he kind of, besides that, even in 85 and 80, no, even in 85, they lost in the first round to Utah. That was his first playoff experience, his rookie year, I believe, as well. They lost 2-3 to Utah. And then in 86, they would go on to the finals where they would lose to that legendary Boston team. But that was pretty much it. And then 87, the year following, they won. They beat Portland in the first round, the Rockets, and then they would go on to lose to Seattle in the semis. So that was pretty much Hakeem. And in the middle of that, Hakeem was making first team All NBA, first team All Defense, just an absolute monster, right? You know what I'm saying? 87, first team All NBA, first team All Defense. 88, same thing. 89, first team All NBA, he didn't make All Defense. 1990, first team All Defense, second team All NBA. 91, third team All NBA, second team All Defense. So there's a common theme here, and this is why people consider him to be one of the most skilled players, because he can do it all. He can give you, about, like, if I had to average it out, during that span, we'll get into his later numbers, but during that span, he could give you at least about like 22 points per game. A lot of blocks, maybe like around 3.5, a little bit more sometimes. And he was a good, he was a good stealer of the basketball as well. As a center, he's getting like 2 steals a game, which is pretty crazy. High number of rebounds. Not a really good free throw percentage at around like 70%, around there, a little bit lower. So yeah, highly efficient from the field, 50%, but that's expected of a big man, So Hakeem was legit, man. So he was the star player of the Rockets, and like I said, from then we fast forward all the way up to 93. 93, he's second in MVP voting, first team All Defense, first team All NBA, Defensive Player of the Year, and the Rockets that year, they go 55-27. So they had just missed the playoffs, right? In 92. In 92, they missed the playoffs. I'm going to see something here. So then, in the 92 draft, they draft Robert Horry, and they also draft Popeye Jones. Robert Horry, who would go on to have a really tremendous career. So, let's go back to 93. During that season, the roster pretty much stayed the same. So in 93, they had guys like Scott Brooks, Vernon Maxwell, Robert Horry, Kenny Smith, Otis Thorpe. They had a good team. This was a decent team, Not the most talented roster, but when you have a superstar that's so great, sometimes they can really help push you over the hump. Hakeem plays all 82 games that year, 26 points, just an absolute monster, 26 and 13. 4 blocks, 4.2 blocks per game. That is, like, this dude was a monster. 78% from the field, from the free throw line. And what did he shoot from the field? Almost 53%, pretty much. 50. What is it? 52.9. So 53. So, this guy was a beast, man. As an individual player, he was just a monster. he was a monster, man. And I think what helped out a lot, I remember looking at a special. They were talking about the Houston Rockets, and they were talking about how Hakeem really had to mature. He had a little bit of immaturity, a little bit of anger issues through the years of 87 to around 92. you know. But around that 92 period, 93, that's when he started being a lot more, you know, religion based and really changing himself and reinventing his character, you know. And listen, look, the mental side of sports is just as important as the physical. You know, a lot of the reason, a lot of the reasons why superstars dominate is because they have the mental fortitude. That helps a lot, you know. And Hakeem was just another one of those players that, even though he struggled, I believe he might have wanted a trade at one point, but he just struggled to have leadership. You know, that wasn't one of his strong points during the late 80s, but he turned it around, went into more of a religion thing, and next thing you know, his character, his morality changed. He was much more calm, more focused, more poised, and that led to him having a great amount of success. So on top of him being a great individual player, now he's combining the team's success and the team aspect of the game. And that's also very important. You have to have that type of mindset. That's why you can't always just look at a guy's numbers and say, oh wow, his numbers just jump right off the chart. Yeah, that might be true, but team success, you gotta factor that in, because I made this point before, right? And I think that, when it comes to superstar players, they can be so good that sometimes, or even so great as an individual, they take away from the team aspect of the game and can be a black hole on the team. They just can. Basketball is somewhat of a rhythm game. It's a team element, a team-oriented game. And you have to incorporate that into the strategy of trying to win. There's no way around that. Yes, a superstar can be great and get you to the promised land, but ultimately it's going to take a team. It is. The superstars are there to overcome in moments of peril, and moments of perseverance, and moments of, man, we're down, we're losing, or, oh man, we're up, we need to keep the lead. That's what the superstars are there for. But for the most part, you need the team to win. So salute to Hakeem, because him converting himself, to religion and all of that stuff, and I wanna say it was Islam, but him, following that religion and stuff like that, that really helped his mindset, to become a better leader, to lead by example, to and just have nothing but focus when he's on that basketball court. So that's what was going on with Hakeem Olajuwon, the main superstar. So like I said, you fast forward to 93, and then hold on here. So you go to 93, he has a great season, and they finally get back into the playoffs after missing in 92, but this time, so they beat the Clippers in the first round, and they lose to Seattle in the semis in 93. So that's kind of, that was a step up from him missing the playoffs and from him losing in the first round like 4 years in a row. He hasn't seen the semis since 1987. He hasn't seen the semis since 1987. So for him to change his character and then lead that team back to the semis and to a game 7, that was very instrumental for the next 2 years of their success. Okay? So 94, he has a legendary, all-time, just phenomenal season, man. Just MVP, first team all defense, first team all NBA, defensive player of the year, all-star. I mean, this guy was incredible in 94, and that Rockets team, had an even better record than 93. They improved by 3 games, and they ended up winning the championship. You know, they went through a tough Blazers team in the first round. I think they came back. This was the year they came back 3-1 against Phoenix in the semis, and then they beat the Jazz in the conference finals, and then they go on to compete in a tough 7-game series against the New York Knicks. So that's 94. Now let's talk about 95, the main entree of the of the video. You know what I'm saying? So 95. Let's go into it. They go into the year, or I should say, so they finished last year with 58 wins. Eventually, they would end the season with 47 wins. And the reason why that is because they had a lot of injuries. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of injuries. They were kind of hobbled and stuff like that. And, man, this was the year that David Robinson, he went off. Oh, did he go off? He went off, bruh. Yeah, he just... Man, that David Robinson was a remarkable talent, man. On that San Antonio Spurs team. I'm looking at the roster. I was actually kind of shocked. They had Moses Malone in his final season on that 95 San Antonio team. But yeah, David Robinson goes off, man. He wins MVP. Is he first team? Wait, let me see where did he rank at. He wins MVP in 95. He's first team All Defense, first team All NBA, wins the MVP, fourth in Defensive Player of the Year, averages 27 points, 3 blocks, almost 11 rebounds, 77% from the free throw line, 53% from the field, man. David Robinson had it all, man. The Admiral. Much respect to that brother, man. He was special, man. It just so happens he ran into Hakeem. And I don't know, I could be wrong about this, maybe. But I think the reason why David Robinson didn't win, I think maybe he was a little bit too nice, you know? Like, a little bit too nice. Like, he wasn't aggressive enough. But he had all the talent, all the skill. That takes nothing away from him. But pushing himself over the edge to, you know, have a little bit more something special, wasn't really there, you know? That's just my opinion. I could be wrong about that, but to me, when I seen him play, it just seemed like he was just too nice. But he was a hell of a player, man. Much respect. He was on that Dream Team. That dude was a beast, man. The Admiral. He could run the floor similar to Will. Like, him and Will are probably two of the greatest centers to run the floor, run the break, all that stuff, man. That dude was a beast, man. He's doing windmills. Like, he's like a notch below Will as far as like athleticism, but dude, he was right up there, man. Right up there. So the Spurs got the best record in the league. They go 62-20. So being that the Rockets kind of had a bad up and down year. Oh, this was also the year where they acquired Clyde Drexler. You know what I'm saying? So they acquired Clyde Drexler, and they eventually made a push into the playoffs. Now, let me see where they ranked at. Hold on. So they ranked, I want to say, they were the 1, 2, 3, 4. They were the 5th seed? Oh, no, they were the 6th seed. Okay, so they were the 6th seed, and they went on a phenomenal run. You want to talk about turning it up in the playoffs? This reminds me, not entirely, but it reminds me of the 2001 Lakers, because I know that Kobe struggled with some injuries that year, so that's why their record, they had a tie, I want to say, with the Philadelphia 76ers that year at around like 56 games, something like that. But when the playoffs came, man, the 2001 Lakers, that's my favorite team of all time. They was locked in. They were locked in. playoff time, they were locked in, man. 15-1, and had there been an extra game, they would have went 16-1. You know what I'm saying? But that team was incredible. But this is what that reminds me of. So the Rockets struggle with injuries. I'm gonna tell you why. So Thorpe, he only played 36 games. Robert Horry only played 64. Kenny Smith played 81 and started all 81. Cassell had some big minutes. Carl Herrera, he had some games where he started. Chucky Brown had some games where he started. Pete Chilcutt had some games where he started. Mario Ely. Compared to the last season, when Otis Thorpe played 82 games, Vernon Maxwell played 75, Robert Horry played 81, Kenny Smith played 78, Robert Horry started 81, Vernon Maxwell started 73, Otis Thorpe started all 82. So I think these guys were injured, you know what I'm saying? But that's why they're, and plus, you gotta take into account the trade that they made for Drexler. You know, the record is gonna, you know, it's gonna slip a little bit because they're introducing somebody new to the team. So in the 35 games that Drexler played, okay, they're counting the 75 starts. No. See, they're counting Portland when he was on Portland. Let me see something though. Okay, win. No. Okay, wait. Okay, no. Down. Okay, here we go. All right, so they win 2, lose 2, win 3, lose 5, win 5, lose 2, win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose, win, loss. 3 wins, and then they close out with 3 losses. So there probably was a little bit of chemistry issues combined with the fact that they weren't really healthy that year all the way. Like I said, Otis Thorpe playing 82 to going down to 36, that was big. So I think that's why their record looked like that. But let me tell you, playoff time, bro. So they go through the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz finished the season 60-22, right? And let me look at that team, because I believe, so they finished that year, Stockton and Malone, the legendary duo, just a beast, man. Karl Malone, 26 points, 10 rebounds, just, that guy was a scoring machine, man. 74% from the line, 53% from the field. John Stockton with a 54% from the field. Almost 45% from 3, man. He almost had a 50-40-9. He had a 50-40-80. He averaged 80.4 from the line. Man, 15 points, 12 assists, almost 2.5 steals. Man, this guy was incredible, man. John Stockton was a beast, yo. So I want to say they made All-NBA that year. Let me see. They both was on the first team, I think. So yeah, first team, Karl Malone, John Stockton, and John Stockton made second team all defense. And then you have David Robinson, who made first team all defense and first team all NBA. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Is this the year? Wait, real quick. Oh, yo, wait a minute. This is the year they had Rodman. Oh, yeah. So Dennis Rodman played for the Spurs in 95. That is insane. It's crazy to think that they lost with Rodman and David Robinson on the same team. I want to see, was this the year that David Robinson hit 71? I think this is the year where he scored 71 points, as high as game highs. Here we go. Oh, no. That was the previous year, 94. I thought it was 95. Okay. Yeah, David Robinson dropped 71 points in a game in 94. I don't know who was the opponent, but that brother was special. All right, so they go up against this team. Like I said, 95. David Robinson's a beast. So they go up against, like I said, the Utah Jazz. So they were the third? Wait, were they the third team? Hold on, who did the? Wait. Yeah, they were number 6, right? So how the hell did they play the Jazz? Wait, Phoenix? Who did Phoenix play? The Trailblazers. Oh, maybe because they didn't win their division? That might explain it. Let me see. 44. Yeah, I think they played the Jazz because the Jazz had the second best record in the West, but Phoenix had the third best record. But I think they went by division, so they gave the first 2 seeds to the Spurs and the Phoenix Suns. So that would mean that the Jazz is the 3rd seed. Right, because they played the Blazers, who had the second worst record. Okay. For the playoffs, they were the 7th seed. So that makes sense. I think that's how they did it. But anyway, so they played the Jazz, who, man, they 2 first-team All-NBA players. That's crazy. So the Jazz at home, they got home court. Game 1, they win 102-100, close game. Game 2, the Rockets win 140-126. Talk about scoring. That probably went into overtime, but let me see. Did that game go in overtime? Wait, let me check. I gotta look at this, 'cause that's a high scoring ass game. This gotta be OT or double OT or something. You didn't see scoring like that. No, that's regulation, man. Both teams were just on fire. Oh yeah. Kenny Smith, he went off. 7 for 8 from the 3. Oh yeah. And Mario Ely off the bench. Oh yeah, they were raining from the 3. Oh my goodness, they hit 19 of 28 from the 3. Yeah. They went off. Oh my god. So game 3, going to Houston. Now the Jazz win this one. So keep in mind it's 2-1. They win on their floor 95-82. Now the Rockets win. Okay? In game 4, 123-106. Says here Drexler went off for 41. That's amazing. So now game 5, right? Game 5. In Utah, the Rockets go on to beat them 95-91. Crazy game right there. Crazy game. So now let's go back. So they beat the Jazz, who had 2 first-team All-NBA players. That right there is amazing, and that was the first round. That's crazy. So then they go on to play Phoenix. Let's look at that series. Oh wait, before we do that, let's see what Phoenix got. So they finished, like I said, with the best record in the Pacific Division, but the 3rd best record in the league. So they had guys like Dan Marley. Barkley only played 68 games. Still averaged 23 and 11 when he was playing. Very good numbers. AC Green played all 82. Kevin Johnson played 4. So they kind of had a little bit of injuries and stuff like that. They had different guys in their lineup as far as who started and stuff. But this was still a really good team. They were only 2 years removed from making the NBA Finals, where they were going to lose to Michael Jordan. Barkley was MVP that year. They had a hell of a year. I think they went like 62-20. They had a great year. I think they went 62-20. So they go on to play Barkley. Let's see where Barkley ranked. Let's see if I see any Suns players on here. All right, so here it is, All NBA. Okay, Barkley made the second team. Anybody else? No, I'm kind of shocked. Dan Marley didn't make any team. Okay, well, just Barkley. Barkley was second team All NBA, but Hakeem was third team All NBA, and he did not make All Defense that year. So still in all, he's going up against a player who, well, if you're looking at the All NBA, had a better year. If you're looking at that, but essentially they were the better team. You could argue that Hakeem was the better player, but the Phoenix Suns had the better team, had the better record, better all-around team. Even though it looks like they had some injuries, so they go on to beat them in a grueling 7-game series. So yeah, so Phoenix at home, they win Game 1, 130-108. Game 2, they win 118-94. It's going to Houston. The Suns lose to the Rockets 118-85 in Game 3. Game 4, the Phoenix Suns win 114-110 in Houston. So now it's going back to Phoenix. They're up 3-1. And it's going to Phoenix. Alright, it's going back to Phoenix. They're up 3-1. They win Game 1, Game 2, and Game 4. The Rockets squeak out a win 103-97 in Game 5. Then Game 6, the Rockets win again at home, 116-103. Game 7 in Phoenix, 115-114. Wow, that is incredible. So that's 2 back-to-back single-digit, almost one possession games that the Rockets had to play on the road, facing elimination, and they came out swinging. Alright, so they go through them. Now, here we go, the infamous series where my man David Robinson, he got destroyed by Hakeem. So they go on to the Western Conference Finals where they go on to play the San Antonio Spurs. So San Antonio, once again, they got home court. 94-93, Houston wins that. They're up 1-0. 106-96, Houston wins that. They're up 2-0. San Antonio comes back after they lost home court, and then they were on the road, but they win 107-102, so it's 2-1. The Spurs win again, 103-81. So, I mean, yeah, it's a tie series going. It's tied up. Both teams won 2 games in a row on the opponent's home floor, and it's going to San Antonio for a very pivotal Game 5. Game 5, Houston, 111-90. All right, and remember, David Robinson was the defensive player of the year. No, excuse me. He was the MVP, All NBA First Team defense, All NBA First Team. And they had Dennis Rodman, who was he first team? Hold on 1 second. Was he first team All Defense? It might have been. Oh yeah, he made first team All Defense, and he was on the All NBA third team. Hakeem Olajuwon was on the All NBA third team. That is insane how much of a year that they had. And how legendary this run is, man. This is insane. I didn't know it was this good. Like, the amount of talent that they had to go through is it's incredible, man. So they, like I said, it's 3-2 going back to Houston. They just beat them 111-90, and then Houston closes out the series again. Almost a single possession game. They beat them 100-95, man. And the rest is history. They go into the NBA Finals that year. Oh man, and now they got to go up against the Orlando Magic. Let's look at the Magic. This was the infamous years of the duo of Shaq and Penny. So they finish. Oh wait, let me go to the East. Where did they rank at in the East? Oh yeah, and by the way, how could I forget to mention? This was the year that Michael Jordan actually came back to the league, you know? He had that retirement in '93. Went away to play some baseball. Listen, man, he just had to scratch that itch. He came back. I'm back. You know what I'm saying? The Bulls didn't really do too much this year. They did go to the playoffs where they would lose, but you know, like I said, they didn't really do a whole lot this year. You know, Michael Jordan, I don't care what anybody says, Michael Jordan was rusty. Alright, he was rusty. He needed some time to get back into to get back into basketball shape. So he had to work on a few things, but once he came back in '96, man, that team was no joke. I'm going to cover that team one day. Whenever I cover the greatest teams of all time, I'm going to talk about them. But anyway, back to the Magic. So they had the best record in the East and like the fourth best record in the league, which was pretty damn good. They just beat out the New York Knicks, who won 55 that year. The Pacers won 52. The Pacers was a good team as well. Oh, matter of fact, the Orlando Magic, they beat the Pacers, right. This was that 7-game series to determine who goes on to the finals. I thought it was in '94, but no, 95. That was a grueling 7-game series, man. So anyway, let's go to, like I said, Orlando. So they got Penny Hardaway, who played 77 games, averaging 20 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Shaquille O'Neal, beast, almost 30 points, 11 rebounds. He might have led the league in scoring this year. Yeah, man, he was just a phenomenal player. Then you had Horace Grant on that team, Nick Anderson, Donald Royal, who started 68 games, Dennis Scott came off the bench, I want to say. He might have came off the bench, so. But yeah, Dennis Scott was good, man, averaging 40. He almost averaged 43% from the three. Nick Anderson almost averaged 42% from the three. Deadly shooters, man. You cannot leave those guys open at all. Under no circumstances do you leave Nick Anderson and Dennis Scott open, man. So yeah, let's see where they rank that in the league as far as rankings. So, hey, now listen to this. First team All-NBA, Anthony Hardaway. Second team All-NBA, Shaquille O'Neal. They were better. Listen, Hakeem didn't have an Anthony Hardaway, man. I mean, the Magic were the more talented team. But I remember looking at a documentary about Penny and Shaquille O'Neal, and Shaq. Listen, man, as great as he was, he didn't take that final series. I think he even went to go record a rap album. Bro, you cannot do that right ahead of the finals, man. You can't. You can't do that, bro. You gotta take the finals seriously, man. But he didn't, and this was the infamous series where they got swept, and that very legendary Game 1 where Hakeem, you know, made the tip in at near the end of Game 1. You know what I'm saying? And then Nick Anderson missed those free throws. Man, I kind of feel bad for Nick Anderson. His confidence was never the same, man. Man, those free throws, man, that had to stick with him, man. He shot 2. I think they were down 1. No. Were they up 3? No, they were they? Yeah, they were. No, they were up 3. Right, because Kenny Smith, I think he hit the shot, the game-tying shot to go into overtime. So they were up 3. Nick Anderson goes to the line, he gets fouled, misses the first one, misses the second one, but wait, he gets the rebound. He got the rebound and then proceeded to miss the next 2. That hurt, man. And then Kenny Smith down at the under end, the Jet, legendary player, man, does a pump fake, steps to the side, hits the 3. They go into overtime. Man, yeah, just absolutely bittersweet, man. That followed Nick Anderson. He was never the same after that. You kind of feel bad for the guy, man. It's like one of those go in, and who knows how that series would have turned out. Man, oh man, see, like you could do so good, and then one thing just it ends it all, man. But yeah, man, this Rockets team, the 1994-95 Rockets team, major underdogs, man. But they went into the playoffs and they handled business. The first two, the quarterfinals and then the semis, they were in jeopardy of losing. You know, especially that Utah series is really surprising. But yeah, they you know, like I said, they were the underdogs. They had injuries, but they turned it around in the playoffs, man. So much respect to the Houston Rockets. Salute to those guys, all of them, man. Mario Ealy, Kenny Smith, Clyde Drexler, who played there, Otis Thorpe, man, Robert Horry, Sam Cassell, and of course, last but not least, Hakeem Olajuwon. Oh yeah, and shout out to Rudy Tomjanovich as well, man, the coach. What was that legendary line that said? You never doubt the heart of a champion. Man, that was a powerful quote right there, man. Cause I don't think anybody had the Rockets projected to win, man. I'm saying going into the playoffs. Because of the year that they had, David Robinson was on the rise. The Magic were on the rise. You know? And every series they had to go up against an all-NBA caliber player. Every series. That is what legendary, magical runs are made of, ladies and gentlemen. And with that being said, I think that's going to be the end of this video, man. So, like I said, I want to get back to giving y'all some facts, giving y'all some, you know, stuff that the sports media doesn't really cover, you know, over some really nice hip-hop instrumentals that I grew up listening to. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Black Moon, a very underrated rap group in the 90s, with my man Buckshot Shorty. You know what I'm saying? How Many MCs? A really good song, man. But yeah, I like doing this type of content. You know, this is what I wanted to really create the channel, just to, you know, look back at history. And like I said, I don't know everything about sports, so it is good to look back and, you know, watch a few of the games and stuff, and look at surprising details that you might not have known about. I was way too young to have witnessed 90s basketball, but it's such a great era. Oh yeah, and by the way, this was no, it wasn't. Nope, I don't want to say that because that would be wrong. But this is one of the only years, that in the regular season there was co-NBA MVPs. Grant Hill and Jason Kidd. When they entered the league, man, they made impact. So yeah, they both won co-rookie of the year. So just, yeah, shout out. And I Jason Kidd. I like Jason Kidd, man. If I had to model my game after someone, it would be Jason Kidd. His unselfishness, passing, he's an incredible player, man. As well as Grant Hill. Before the injury, man, that dude was a beast, man. He was dunking on Alonzo. Like, man, that dude was a beast, man. And then he had that ankle injury. Oh, man, just sad to see. But he eventually reinvented himself. Because, you know, when you're a great player, you know how to stay relevant and you know how to change with the times. He became a jump shooter. Just like Jason Kidd, towards the late 2000s, he became a jump shooter as well, worked on his game, and that's what legends are made of, man. So like I said, salute to Hakeem and those boys. Salute to Clutch City, the Houston Rockets, back-to-back champions, 94 and 95, man. That 95 run is one of the greatest runs of all time in NBA history. The amount of all NBA players that they had to go up against, as well as the better records. Man, much respect, man. Salute to everybody. I hope you all enjoy. Hope you all are doing well. And last but not least, man, I hope you all take very good care of yourselves. We living in some crazy times indeed. By the time you see this, go check the J-Rock Gaming channel. I'm gonna play a little something over there, man. Salute, and I'm out of here. See ya.